Then we have some salve.
Chris Boucher is the kind of hemp advocate who's always wearing at least one item of hemp clothing.
But it's actually very comfortable.
Today, it's a hemp shirt. How do I know that? Because it says hemp right on the pocket.
I am the vice president of U.S. Hemp Oil.
At his company's office in San Diego, Boucher holds up a bucket full of seeds. He hopes these seeds will be used to make many, many more hemp shirts and cosmetics and foods and car materials. But the DEA would consider this a controlled substance?
You could probably go to prison for about 10 years having this bucket of seed, probably, if they wanted to, depending on who interpreted the law.
The Drug Enforcement Agency interprets the law by lumping hemp in with marijuana. The way they see it, both plants belong to the cannabis family. Both contain the psychoactive ingredient THC. Both are illegal. However, Boucher says good luck getting high off something with so little THC.
There was an old saying back in the 20s, only dope smoke rope.
But in the latest Farm Bill, Congress gave states the go-ahead to approve hemp cultivation for research. Plenty of farmers have now obtained hemp growing permits from the Department of Agriculture. But when it came time to find seeds, these farmers scrambled to find a reliable supplier.
We've had hundreds and hundreds of calls from different states, whether it's here in California, Kentucky, Colorado. I mean, our phones ring every day about people wanting to grow hemp.
The bucket in Boucher's office pales in comparison to his total seed supply.
So we've got about 7.5 metric tons, I believe somewhere around 14 or 15,000 pounds of seed.
But recently, 2 of those metric tons were seized by the DEA in Los Angeles.
We had these seeds promised to people in Colorado, in Kentucky, that they prepared their fields, they were ready to plant, and they're not going to get their seed.
The seizure wasn't exactly a surprise. Earlier this year, the DEA tried to prevent seeds from getting to farmers in Kentucky. The DEA eventually gave up the seeds. Some of Boucher's donations are now in the soil at Murray State University. Boucher has been fighting this fight long enough to know nothing ever goes smoothly with hemp.
Nice field right there.
20 years ago, he made hemp history in the Imperial Valley.
This field you see behind me here is a hemp field. The location you're looking at is Raleigh, California.
He got permission from the local USDA research center to grow a test crop on a 1-acre plot, but the crop didn't last long. Local drug enforcement agents came out and tested the plants.
So the bottom line is that your plants do have THC level.
Even just trace levels, the crop was plowed under.
You know, believe it or not, I thought within 2 years we would have a factory up and running, there'd be 10,000 acres, and here it is 20 years later. You know, marijuana is legal, but industrial hemp isn't.
Boucher plans to challenge the DEA's latest seizure in court. Despite all his legal entanglements, Boucher sees hope for hemp. He says there's been more momentum on the issue in the last 6 months than in the last 25 years. He hopes to one day source his hemp not from Canada or France or China, but from a few miles away in the Imperial Valley. David Wagner, KPBS News.